No, I can
So
leave.
this 7 over here, they're probably all the way at the beginning.
We're good.
No.
Yeah, no, it's really, really
Almost good.
nice. Also, bear and corners, the vitality and watermelon.
I've heard of that one. I haven't been, because I'm not like, I don't really frequent like that way, but next time I am.
Just, I get a power.
But I was so happy to see this right there, like, kind of nearby downtown, you know? Like,
Making it better. I love it.
yes.
All right, everybody, thank you for coming to our meeting. I'm going to go ahead and call it to order. The time is 4:51 p.m. Awesome. And let's go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. If everybody could please stand and face the flag. Please place your hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Will we please have a roll call?
All right, Roxana Barrera. Frank Jacob Jones. Flores. That's your new name. It's a better flow.
Better alliteration.
All right, Brenda.
Present.
Almanza. Esmeralda Negrete.
Present.
Nasir Harris.
Present right here.
Just in time. Adrina Armenta.
Present.
Ronald Donis.
Present.
Joseph Salas. Siobhan Martin. We have a quorum.
Good to see everybody. All right, let's go ahead and move on. We have a public comment today.
We sure do.
Mr. Prince, are you ready?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tim Prince. I'm a lifelong resident of San Bernardino and have been practicing law downtown for 35 years. The last several years have been a little tough. Many of my colleagues have moved to Redlands and other places to practice law. A lot of empty buildings downtown. My view is that the key to San Bernardino's renaissance and revitalization lies in pride. And the beginning of pride for a city like us is history. So when I heard about the proposal to change the name of Second Lake, I was wondering, what is the substantial evidence as required by the city's ordinance passed by the city council? There's a procedure set forth. There's criteria, very specific criteria. And I was wondering, what could this be? Well, after looking into it, I missed a meeting. I wanted to be at the Mitla Cafe when some of our San Bernardino judges, one of whom was one of my favorite judges, were putting on kind of a dramatic performance of the lawsuit that's referred to as Lopez versus Secom. Now, as a lawyer doing litigation and trials for 35 years, I can tell you we have short names for lawsuits, and then there's a complicated citation with numbers and letters, but we don't want a bunch of names on a lawsuit. So we take the first name that appears on the page. The first name on the plaintiff's side was Lopez. There was 5 plaintiffs. The first name on the defendant's side was Secom. There were 8 defendants. They're not listed in any kind of order of fault or significance. It's arbitrary. The defendants included the mayor in the 1940s, W.C. Secom, and all the members of the city council and the city of San Bernardino itself. So somehow at this dramatic performance of the Lopez versus Secom case, which I applaud, was one of the cases that led to the necessary change in our legal structure, and I'm so proud to be a lawyer because oftentimes the legal profession is a part of forcing social change, and sometimes people aren't ready for social change. So I wouldn't take anything away from that lawsuit because it's one of the lawsuits that led to Brown versus Board of Education, which finally changed the way we did business in this country, not just in San Bernardino. But somehow from that dramatic performance and the shorthand reference of Lopez versus Secom, an inference was made that Secom was some kind of racist or some kind of segregationist. I didn't know Secom, but I knew some of his grandchildren. I went to school with Judy Secom at a very diverse school called Golden Valley Middle School, at that time junior high. I can't describe for you the shame that Dave Secom and Judy Secom and other members of the Secom family have felt when finding out that their grandfather, who had the vision for a downtown lake
It's time.
to serve all families of San Bernardino. You remember back in the old days,
And
some of you don't
they
remember
call
but have heard.
they call time, so
I'll try to move
appreciate it.
quickly.
Thank you.
North of Baseline used to be the segregated area, and downtown has always been a place for everybody. So W.C. Secom didn't locate his facility above Highland like the Paris Hill Plunge, which was the subject of that second lawsuit.
Sorry, gotta
He
call it.
built Secom Lake downtown. There's no evidence that Secom is a racist. There's no evidence that Secom is a segregationist. There is evidence that Secom was mayor at a time where San Bernardino had unfortunate policies. So please reject the proposal to change the name of Secom Lake. We don't want to sell
Thank
our
you.
history, trade our history, and lose our pride as a city and fail to recognize a man that had the vision for a lake downtown.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
That's all for public comment.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Prince. And then we can't speak on any of this, or right? Okay.
I just have a question regarding the public comment. The time that we had the Teamsters come in and provide their petition to rename the park, they came in late. Public comment had already moved forward. They came in late. And out of courtesy to them, I believe it was you who moved to go ahead and let them speak, right? And they spoke for approximately 5 minutes. What is the difference between the person that spoke from Teamsters being given the time without being interrupted versus Mr. Tim Prince, who is here because 2 meetings ago we were told we welcome that public is actually showing up and coming here. And today we have him being interrupted repeatedly.
No, the public comments, they had 2 speakers and they each were given 3 minutes. So they had their time frame. So if it felt like it was 5 minutes, they were each given their 3 minutes because we did stop and start based off who spoke. It was up to the discretion of the chairperson to allow the public comments to be in after the fact. That was, I believe it was also voted on.
Yes, and we voted to allow them after the fact. Okay, and then that was just public comments. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our consent calendar, the approval of the draft minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the draft minutes for the meeting on July 17th?
I have a question for those meetings.
Uh-huh.
Under the public speakers, it has Quiroz and Tricia Ortiz. She didn't come representing herself as a member of the public. She actually stated that she was a council member. Could that correction be added to make sure that that is annotated?
I can see with the city clerk's office if they would recognize that based off of her submission on her public comment slip, her speaker slip.
From the podium, she did state that she was a council member.
Right, but when she provides the slip, I need to see if that's what we're going to go off of or that. Depending on what city clerk says, then we'll either keep her on or remove her.
Okay, so do I have a motion to delay, I guess,
We do have to.
delay the minutes to the next meeting? Or,
We can approve
We can
with
approve?
corrections,
Okay.
but if that's all that's done, there are 2 other corrections that we had after it was posted, we realized that Ernesto Salinas was still listed as the interim director in call to order. And then in item 2, move to table for next meeting, that was supposed to be deleted. It was only Commissioner Negrete's question about the time limits to 1 hour only that we were going to follow up, but we did vote on the new time.
Okay.
So those 3 corrections, I'm going to inquire with City Clerk about removing Treasurer Ortiz based on the speaker or whether they're going to honor what she said. Ernesto Salinas in the call to order, and then also the action item number 2, move to table.
Now, is there
to
a
be
reason
removed.
why she would be removed as a speaker? She did speak, it's just that she spoke as a council representative. Why would we remove her when she did speak?
Okay, so you want the title to change?
Yes, correct. That is the only correction that I was sharing, that she
Okay.
didn't speak as a member of the public. She spoke in her capacity as a council person,
Okay, so the question is about the title.
to include that.
Okay. All right, so you guys can vote to approve with those corrections.
Okay. And I think I had a motion when it's here. Do I have a second? Mr. Flores. All right. So let's go ahead and move to approve with those corrections. Raise your hand if you vote yes. Raise your hand if you oppose. And then raise your hand if you abstain. Motion passes. Thank you. All right. The action. Oh, I'm reading the wrong one. Action items. Department Director Report.
Good evening. So first off, we have Route 66 Centennial update. As you may or may not know, we have quite a bit of efforts happening across the city with revitalizing the corridor of Route 66 in preparation of the Centennial, which is November of 2026. And so there are several components to it, signage along the route to provide specific markers. In addition to, we have several amenities within the park or within that corridor. So like La Plaza Park is a project, and we're going to be going to council. I believe it's the first meeting in September to approve a contract, architectural contractor to get the design going on that project. We also have Gutierrez baseball field that's part of that as well. And then I had a meeting with economic development and our grants team this afternoon. There are a few grants that are out there that we as a city, as an organization, can apply for. And so we're looking at, and it has to go with signage and historical components for Route 66. So we're gonna do a little bit more recon as far as like, if we go after this funding, which is anywhere from $2,500 to $10,000, see what would be the most scope of work within the requirements of the grant. So hopefully I'll have an update of us, because the deadline is September 30th. So hopefully by next meeting we'll have a concrete project or projects depending on the amounts and what those would be in time frame on those. In addition, part of the Route 66 this Saturday is the Mount Vernon Bridge reopening / ribbon cutting. You're all more than welcome to attend and be present. Please keep in mind that it's going to be very inundated with community members. So I would, several streets are going to be closed off. The parking structure that is at the Metrolink station is going to be the most useful place to park. And then on 2nd Street and at the end of 2nd Street, where a corner of Mount Vernon is, you'll see the huge canopy set up, an event area set up, and that's where underneath the canopy is where the actual speaking is going to take place. And then the dignitaries and staff will walk over to the base of the bridge, do the ribbon cutting, and then the procession will start. So that was the kickoff for the actual speaking will be at 9:30 in a.m. That's that's also part of the Route 66 component as well. The park renaming, so we are still in being transparent with this. The application that was submitted and the petition with the signatures was submitted outside the date of the application and the policy that was set in place in August of 2023. So our department will be working and with city clerk's office as well as legal to see if the application and the petition can be accepted outside of the time frame. If so, or if not, we'll see what that direction is. If it could be accepted as is, or it has to wait until the time frame, which is in January, and if the application would still be valid with the signatures, or they would have the individuals who submitted the application would have to acquire the signatures again within that time frame. So there's a couple of different components to it, but first and foremost is looking at what was the application accepted with the signatures and reviewing with legal to see if it can be accepted outside of what the actual policy states.
Okay, just a question, and just one confirmation. The application being accepted, and us, if we ever vote on it, it in no way changes the name of the park. It's just a recommendation to the council, and we can only vote on that if it comes from if it passes the Arts Commission.
It's both.
It's both. So both commissions have to approve it before it can go to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's both.
So, and it's just a
it's both is coming from the advisory committees of the commissions. It does need to be presented with all findings and communication to the council, and that would come, we would put that stuff, once we'll see what we get to that point, and then we'll present everything in the staff report to council, and then it's a discretion of council if they want to approve it, not approve it, or, go back with the individuals who submitted the original petition and seek additional information or whatever their direction is.
Okay, so there's going to be a lot of steps, a lot of people.
Excuse me, is there any reason why this is being taken back to legal when it's already been stated that they didn't meet the time frame? Why not just allow it for them to come back if their interest still exists? Allow them to come back within the time frame.
We're doing our due diligence and being transparent with the process, and just the application was submitted, and yes, it was out of the window, but we're just going through and making sure.
The window seems kind of
But
capricious.
It's that pretty much how the city works. Like if I submit something for whatever, something that has nothing to do with that, right? But the city has timeframes for whatever, anything else that you petition. Normally the entities will say, you know what, you didn't meet the time frame, or you didn't do it, come back to us next time. Is there any reason why this is an exception that they're moving forward and saying, we'll work with you?
There's no exception to anything. It was just, going through legal to having that hard confirmation.
We're so close to January, why not just say, come back to us in January?
That could be a possibility. But I will have more concrete information by the next meeting.
And I appreciate that because it prevents a lawsuit or anything. It's the Teamsters, they had a lot of signatures. If we really don't look like we're doing our due diligence on this,
I'm
it
not
can
sure
open
that
us
it
up.
would actually prevent a
But
lawsuit or
Mr.
cause a
Fuller?
lawsuit, because they did come in late. I'm not sure how that would work.
Again, and that's why we're looking at the timeline. It seemed kind of capricious. But Mr. Flores?
And us as a council, as a commission, could use this opportunity to do our due diligence, given the contributions that have been done by the Sikkim family, to dig deeper into that. Mr. Pierce stated that, he was just a mayor at that time frame and wasn't involved in those policies. He was just present when they were enacted, so we could do our due diligence and see, just to get a deeper understanding of what it is that we're doing here, because that is that man's legacy.
No, completely agree. Thank you.
I'm going to let Mr. Shikora go ahead and give his update with the aquatics.
I just, at the last meeting, I told you guys I would send you out updated information. So in the packet that you have there is probably now at this point 90%. It's a lot of information, and I'm kind of a little bit behind in the respect of where
trying to use our registration information, and it doesn't necessarily talk with an Excel program. So it's all a lot of manual sifting through information and putting it into a format in which you can actually understand. The packet that you have of the flyers is just general information for you of what the upcoming aquatics programming is for fall. But then just a couple of clarifications on the white Excel packet that you see. If you look at the front page, 90% of this packet right now is all based on registration, people pre-registering for classes and participating in classes. It's not necessarily participation, it's registration. So that's the next step that I'm delving into, is we have numbers of literally those drop-in people. So taking an example like a water aerobics class. We have, let's say, 10 people in a session that register for a class, but that doesn't mean that we didn't have 38 people come in throughout that session and take the class, because they did a lot of drop-ins. As it's becoming more and more popular in programming, you'll see that our drop-in numbers are getting a lot bigger as people are learning about programming. Some people don't want to commit to a full 4 weeks or 8 weeks of programming. They'd rather just say, hey, when I have time, I'll just drop in and take a class. So the next set of updated numbers you'll get will actually have breakdowns, and they won't be for 3 months. I apologize, because I'm going out on medical leave. So when I get back, or while I'm gone, I'll be working on that stuff. And then the last thing, when you're looking at it, if you look at like the shaded areas, especially the shaded areas that have zeros and things of that nature, that is, we didn't offer programming at that time. That wasn't even a program or a class that was offered during that time. So it's not a reflection of, oh, nobody went to the class. It wasn't even offered at that time. So when you're looking through and you see shaded areas with zeros in them, that's what that's representing. If it's a non-shaded area and it has a zero, we did offer it, but nobody registered for the class. Again, doesn't mean we didn't have participation. It just means people didn't register for the entire class. Hopefully that kind of gives you some clarification. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have, either now or in the future. That you can see by looking at it, numbers increase to get more and more and more every single year. You'll see 2025, we're already at, for the upper, on that front page, we're at 801 people, and we're only halfway through the year. And then you look at the 692 towards the bottom versus 22,000. That's because you don't have any of your recreation swim numbers plugged in there. That's going to bump those numbers out. But yeah, that's only because those are the ones that drop in registration, where you actually have to sift through and go every single day and do a report for every single day of how many people came in that day. And that's a little even more tedious and more time consuming.
How much is Open Swim now?
$3, $1, $3, and $5.
Okay.
It's very, very reasonable. Yeah.
Anybody have any questions? Well, I think we can speak for the board and say, hopefully, we wish you well in your medical leave. Hey.
Just got surgery I have to get done, so I can make sure I'm walking. It's getting to the point where it's hard to hobble around.
Oh, any surgery, definitely.
I appreciate it, but feel free to reach out either via email or to the department. I'm more than happy to give any information or backup to questions you might have when you're looking at the numbers and go, oh, that doesn't seem to add up. Why does it look like that? And I can give you clarification.
Well, thank you very much. All right, since no questions, gonna move on to our future agenda items, action item. Number 2, our continued discussion regarding cancellation of meetings. We were discussing the possible cancellation in November, and then we were discussing a summer month cancellation to avoid any scheduling conflicts. And we were also gonna get a time limit update from the director city clerk.
I do apologize. I didn't print it out. response in regards to the city clerk. So, as far as cancellation of meetings on a permanent basis cannot be done. They can be discussed based off of the time frame. So like for instance, the December one, if it lands within the holiday or Thanksgiving, lands within the third Thursday is within the holiday week, then yes, the meeting prior, which would be in this case October, the chairperson directs, advised the commission to take a vote on canceling the following meeting due to holiday conflicts. And then also having a discussion within December if the consensus that majority of the commissioners will not be able to attend the third one and due to holiday, vacations and or whatever reason can be up to that discretion to, but would be voted on the case, month by month cases based on that.
Makes a lot of sense.
As far, that was it, right, for canceling the meetings? Yeah.
Time limit.
Also within that, there was a question about time frame, and there cannot be a specific 1 hour limit. We could, up to the discretion of the chairperson to share and disclose if there is an action item or discussion item on the agenda, and it's still, and the time frame is saying going beyond 2 hours, and it's coming, looks like it's going to come, over 2 hours. Look at the time frame and discussion, and potentially a vote to motion to table that specific item to the next meeting.
Did you receive any of the information? We also asked if you could bring back the scheduling for the other commission meetings and what their start and end times. Did you receive that?
No. The listing of all the commissions and when they meet and days they meet?
When they meet and when they adjourn?
They vary, as far as adjournment, they do vary, but as a specific template of each one, we don't have that. We could look at, connect with city clerk to see if that's something that we could get provided to us to share.
I think it's on our city agenda website. Maybe we could just send the link. I'll look for the link too. I think it lists like the different.
Yeah, all the agendas and the minutes are all posted on the city website for each commission.
I was going through it yesterday looking at for the city council stuff, and then I was like, oh wow, they have all that other stuff on here too. Awesome. Okay, so we can't discuss the cancellation now of November until we get into October. So for item number 2, do we just we can just let it die, or do we have to vote to deny?
It's just continued discussion. It says just a discussion.
Okay, just continue. All right, then let's move up.
You could technically have that continued discussion in terms of November. You guys, the commission did have that discussion last meeting? 2 meetings ago. 2 meetings ago in regards to canceling the December meeting due to the holiday.
Just can't be permanent.
Yeah, but it just cannot be permanent. We're correct.
Got it.
So if you want to have that discussion now with the commission as far as November, I don't think, if I'm mistaken, I don't think November conflicts. 1, 2, 3, it does not. It's the week before Thanksgiving.
November doesn't conflict.
So the November meeting would be scheduled for November 20th. Thanksgiving is November 27th.
Oh wow. Okay, so I think unless most of us are on vacation and we agree that we can't make it, it sounds like we can come to that agreement. So which seems something that we can discuss in October as we all know our schedules better. And also, I would ask by October also know your December schedule, so we can make that determination then for those 2 months.
So you're saying go to table it to the October meeting?
To the October meeting. So you can have a motion to table this to October?
Motion.
A second?
Second.
And voting, please raise your hand. Opposed, please raise your hand. Abstain, please raise your hand. Passes. Awesome. All right, any city staff and commissioner announcements? Any commissioner announcements? I'm gonna go ahead and just again announce the bridge opening. It's gonna be awesome. Definitely I know on the website we've been looking forward to it a lot. It's been a long time coming, so I definitely advise everybody to go out there. I know I'll be out there. Brendan's gonna be out there. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
That was 23rd at 9:30?
Yes, sir.
Got it.
And the parking that she said is great to take point right at the Metrolink because it's gonna be chaos.
Okay.
Awesome. Well then,
For future items, could you bring what we asked for regarding the other commission meetings?
You want all the minutes, or do you want?
No, not the minutes, just, it would be just a general, when do they start, when do they adjourn, what days do they meet?
Okay, we would have to go into the minutes to see, huh? Yeah, and see when they adjourn at each time.
Yeah.
Okay. For how many,
For the past year, I mean, I know they keep records for 5 years, that's what they're required to, but the past year, which should be sufficient.
Okay, let me look and connect with City Clerk to see if they have a simplified database, because to go back for a whole year, that would be inundated with staff time. We have to go through each commission, each minutes, and look at that start and end. Well, obviously the start time is always the same, but the end time. Okay.
I have a question, and I don't know if I'm out of line, but what's the point of getting this information? Just curious. The minutes, yeah, the minutes and the time they start and the time
Ron,
they
we would have to
finish.
discuss it at the next meeting.
oh, we have to discuss this at the next meeting. Oh yeah, we can't discuss it. We have to open up a
Oh, got it, okay.
item. Sorry about that. Do you guys want to discuss this? We can put it on an agenda for a future
Well,
meeting.
that's what her ask was to.
Oh,
on
to
the-
put this for you guys to
on
come
the
back, yes.
Agenda, so at the next meeting, the agenda, then you guys can ask questions and
No, you're the one that's-
have that discussion with each other.
Okay, and then from my understanding, the whole it's a city clerk function. Where so you guys are gonna ask the city clerk for what they can do in that regard, but it's not something that you guys.
In the simplified version.
Yeah. Okay. No, that completely agree, and it completely makes sense. All right.
Any
Do
other agenda items?
we have to vote to put it on the next agenda?
You would.
Okay. So do I have a motion to put this on the agenda for the next meeting?
I'll second. Wait,
Oh, yeah,
I'll make the motion.
everybody
I'll
was-
make the motion to put it for the next agenda.
I guess I'll second since I.
And then Brenda will second. All right, let's have a vote. Everybody in agreement to put this on the agenda for discussion for the next meeting, please raise your hand. Anybody opposed, please raise your hand. Anybody abstain, please raise your hand. And the motion passes.
Any other agenda items or commissioner updates?
No, we're looking at it. And then the next meeting is going to be post Route 66 too, right?
No.
No. Oh, we do it in October now. Yeah,
So
the-
rendezvous back to Route 66 has typically been the first Saturday of October. And it's been pushed to the second Saturday, this year, the second Saturday, which is October 11th.
Oh, okay. So
So
have another
once
meeting.
information and all that comes out to us, and we'll share it with the commission. And then one thing, if nobody else has anything else for commissioner announcements or agenda items, I do have one more city staff update, or a couple. We have, as far as the time frame, the time change that this commission had voted on to 6 p.m. We have submitted a staff report to for city council, which will potentially will go on the second meeting of September council agenda for their final approval. So depending on the outcome of that, will determine what the October start time would be. So September will still be at 4 o'clock. And then because the posting has to be at minimum 72 hours, the meeting's on the 17th, so it'd be too close to be able to post anything to be able to host at 6 p.m. that same month. So that's that. And then second, we have a ribbon cutting for Guadalupe Field at South Sevilla Park on Tuesday, the 26th at 5 p.m. So we'll be doing there with support from the County of San Bernardino, Joe Baca Jr.'s office, provided funds to have the ball field renovated, so it's ready to go. It passed its period to be able to, for the Little League to come, start utilizing it, so they're excited. The San Bernardino Youth Baseball are the ones, the user group that utilizes that field, and they're excited. So we will be having at 5 o'clock a ribbon cutting that day. And then coming down the pipeline, we will be doing a ribbon cutting for the futsal court at Lido Creek Park. When I have a concrete date, we will share that with you guys as well. And then by the next meeting, we'll have all of our information and ready to go for our fall winter events. So that's the last of the city staff update.
Awesome, thank you very much. So we have no other updates. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Sir, that's it? And second motion, all right. Everybody voting in favor of adjourning the meeting, please raise your hand. Everybody voting no? Any abstains? And the motion passes.
Can you state the time?
The time is 5:28 p.m. Thank you very much, everybody.